everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new writing vlog. So this is going to be the last writing vlog where I am outlining my new novel. If you are new to my channel, I will leave a link down below to my playlist of writing vlogs for this year that you can kind of catch up on what's going on. But currently I am outlining my new YA romance novel that is centered around Valentine's Day. It's a fake dating story, childhood, friends to lovers, they're also neighbors. It's got a lot of fun vibes in it and I'm so excited about this book. But I'm currently in the outlining phase and we are very nearly at the end. It is my goal to start drafting this book in May. It's currently April 28th. I do believe that this is going to be going up much later. I'm kind of behind right now in posting my writing vlogs. I've got 2 filmed that I just haven't edited yet, so I don't know exactly when this video is going up, but I'm filming it on April 28th and I'm planning on starting drafting in May. Ideally, I'd like to be ready to start drafting May 1st, so we're gonna see how that goes. I haven't drafted a book since 2023. It was my adult rom-com that I wrote. Maybe I'll also leave down below the link to I'll either link the playlist for all of my writing vlogs, which honestly dates back for the past like 9 years, or I'll just link below playlist for the last few years of writing vlogs just to kind of catch you guys up a little bit. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've drafted a new book, so I'm kind of nervous about it. It is my least favorite part of the process, unfortunately, and I am a fast drafter and I'm an underwriter, so I don't know how many words this draft is going to be. I think I'll just aim for like the 50,000 like NaNoWriMo word count, and if I don't hit 50k before like I get to the end of the book, that's okay. I know from experience that I can bulk that book back up. I just know myself and I just, you know, I do the bare minimum for the first draft and then I improve upon it later. I've definitely discovered that since I write romance books, that's the main part of my stories, I've noticed that for the first draft that is what I primarily focus on. Side characters take a back seat, the families take a back seat, and honestly sometimes even just the characters on their own take a bit of a back seat. Like I want to go through the outline again, but I've noticed that I haven't included anything about my main character's hobby. I added one thing in there today because I realized I didn't add anything in about her little hobby, so I wanted to make sure I put a mention in there. So that is something I do kind of want to go back through and put things in, but I have noticed that I mainly focus on the romance and all the scenes between the main character and the love interest for the first draft. So it's bound to be not good, you know, it's bound to be smaller than it should be. But I've had this before where it was severely underwritten and then I got it up to the word count that it should be for a YA romance, so I'm not too worried about it. We are coming to the end of it. If you've watched my previous writing vlogs from this year, you'll know that I've been outlining using Romancing the Beat by Gwen Hayes, as well as Save the Cat Writes a Young Adult Novel. This is my go-to writing book. First it was the regular Save the Cat Writes novel, and then specifically this one when it came out, I think last year. Or maybe the year before. I think it might have been the year before, but it's been super helpful. It has more information than the original Save the Cat book, so I've been really enjoying this one, especially since I do write primarily young adults, so really enjoying this. And I was flipping through it for the finale beat in Act 3. I've kind of been jumping around in the outline today because I noticed that I was having a lot of trouble with the middle of the book, as you know most authors do. It's the murky middle for a reason, and so I kind of just wanted to jump around and see what I could figure out. So I kind of went to the very end today and started figuring that out a little bit. I was also taking notes handwritten yesterday. What was I doing? I don't even remember. Oh, I was just asking myself questions for the end of Act 2 and all of Act 3. So maybe I should look at this again, not today because I'm done writing for the day. I just wanted to start this vlog. But yeah, I definitely should look back at this tomorrow because I did not refer to this at all today. And honestly, I don't even remember what I wrote down yesterday. That'll be interesting. But in my official document for the outline, I went to the end of the book. So Act 3, which in Romancing the Beat is Phase 4. And I just started filling things out. Some details I don't know because there are parts of Act 2 that I have not figured out. Like I don't know how, well, I think maybe I figured it out earlier, but when I was working on this, like I didn't know how things fell apart between the main character and her love interest. So I was like, there's this, like in parentheses, I was like, you gotta figure out like the specific details of like what happened between them, because I don't know, but like I know the general vibes. I just don't know specifically how it went down, kind of thing. So that's kind of what I was figuring out. But I now know the finale, which is exciting, and the final image, which is like a little epilogue moment. Like I know the end of the book way clearer now than I did at the beginning of today, because I honestly, like, I knew I obviously wanted happily ever after, the characters to end up together, and I knew the setting of where I wanted things to end. I just didn't know specifically what happened. I'm like, I want a grand gesture at the end of this book at this specific event, and I just didn't know what was going to happen, also because I didn't know how things fell apart. So it's kind of just like missing puzzle pieces that I was trying to put together, and I think I have a really cute idea. I'm really excited about it. And then I also have like a little epilogue, which this one is going to take place I think a year later after the events of the book, which I'm excited about. I always like including just a little, you know, a little something that happens at the end of the book where it has a little jump. It kind of depends how big of a jump it is, but for this book and the last book that I just finished revising last year, it's going to be a year. So I'm very excited about that and to show where these characters are a year later. So once I did that, I went back up to the end of Act 2. And I was working on that a little bit. So I've got some more things figured out, which is great. I ended up leaving off before dinner at the Inkling of Doubt and Deepening Doubt from Romancing the Beat, which is the bad guys close in beat, I've decided. So yeah, I was kind of working on that. I don't have everything figured out, I don't think, of that beat. And then I still have the Retreat and Shields Up and the All Is Lost / Breakup beat. I will say, like, my outline feels very messy. Like, it's organized, but it just, I'm not used to having these extra beats in there. This is my first time using Romancing the Beat, so it's kind of a new experience to outlining, a new, you know, a new added step that I'm doing, but I'm really enjoying it. I actually have my like outline in 2 separate documents at the moment because I was really struggling with the fun and games beat. So I ended up opening a new document that was initially just to do the fun and games beat, and then I ended up just doing the rest of the beats. So I need to combine the 2 outlines together at some point, but I think I'll just wait till I'm done with the outline and then I'll fix it all back up together. But I'm feeling pretty good about this so far, and we'll just have to see how much I can get done. My main priority is going to be just filling in all the beats, and then if I happen to have extra time, I will go back through to try to fill it up a little bit more with their hobbies and the side characters and trying to figure that out a bit more. Obviously things can come to me while I'm drafting, but for right now my main priority, like I said at the beginning, is just the romance and really nailing that down for this first draft and figuring out what I want to do with it, and then I can focus on other things in the second draft and build on the romance and just do all the things. I have a process and I'm excited about it. So unfortunately though, we have 2 more days left in the month and I work both these days. Thankfully they're just short shifts, but they are kind of like awkward shifts. Not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm being dramatic. Tomorrow is 4 to 8, I think. So I should hopefully be able to get some work done before going to work. That is the plan anyway. So we're gonna have to see how that goes, and then we'll see if I do any work when I get home, or if I'm just going to want to read or work in the bullet journal, because my bullet journal spreads for next month are not done. And then on the 30th, I think I work 11:30 to 3:30, so not too bad. I should have time to do work when I get home. I think it's gonna be okay, and I say this every time, but if I have to outline a little bit at the beginning of May, that's fine. While I'm drafting, that usually means that I don't. Like, normally when I'm drafting and I'm not thinking about the outline anymore, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm so excited to draft this book. Like, I was kind of feeling a bit meh about it the last few days, just like not knowing where I was going with this, and just like I said, it's been so long since I've drafted a book and had to outline a book that was just like getting kind of in my head about it and being like, this sucks, like you're a terrible writer, like, why are you doing this? But I just have to remember, this is what happens every single time I sit down to outline. The first one's more sparse than the others, and like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But I am nervous about drafting. I have no idea what the first line of this book is going to be. Sometimes I like to figure that out before I start drafting, just so I can immediately start going. I have no idea what it's going to be. That is probably something where I'm going to be sitting here for a minute trying to think of what it's going to be. And it's really not that big of a deal because the beginnings usually change anyways. Like, I could sit here thinking of so many different first sentences, and then a couple of drafts down the line completely change where the book starts. I should not be putting as much pressure on myself as I am about the first line, but it's just something that I'm thinking about that I don't know what it is, and I wish that I did. I also never know the last line of the book. That's something that, you know, just comes to me. I'll be typing and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, that's the end. That feels like an ending to me. So that one's just more up to like in the moment what I feel like. But I'm rambling now, but I'm excited to work on this more tomorrow. I feel like I was in a really good flow today, so hopefully tomorrow I can look on my notes from yesterday and dive right on back in to this outline and get some work done before I have to actually go to my actual job that I get paid for. So it's just one of those things that I'm just like hoping that I'm in the same headspace tomorrow, like same, you know, that I can vibe with the book well. I need to figure out one little thing of like how things go wrong with my main characters. That's kind of what I'm struggling with right now, and I know that's something that I can build upon better in later drafts, but I want to get the essence of it right in this draft if I can. So that's kind of what's going on with me. If you guys are not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure to do that down below and give this video a big thumbs up. I am trying to do a lot more writing content this year, and I don't know if it's already going to be announced by the time this vlog goes up, but I have something very exciting in the works that is writing related. So all the announcements will be here on my channel, so you're not going to want to miss anything. Lots of exciting writerly things are happening this year in terms of my channel, so if you like writing content as well as bookish content, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. But without further ado, I'm going to end this clip. I'm going to do some reading, and I will hopefully catch up with you guys tomorrow. It's the next evening, April 29th, okay? I got home from work and I started to do a little bit of work in the outline, and for all intents and purposes, it's kind of done. Like, I went through each beat and there's at least something written down for each beat. It's not fully complete. Like, there are some things where I don't know where the scene takes place. I just kind of know what goes down in that scene. So I'm thinking I'm gonna stop working for the night because it's 10:05 p.m. I'm tired. I work not early tomorrow, but much earlier than I did today, so I need to make sure I don't go to bed at like a terrible time, and I want to finish the book that I'm reading. So I'm gonna stop writing for the night. I've been working for maybe 45 minutes, I don't even know, and I'm thinking tomorrow I get off a lot earlier, so I should have a lot more of my evening that I can do some work. And I'm thinking I want to try to go through, like read through the whole outline and try to fit in as many details as I can think of, clarify things. I do have some parts that's like, maybe this happens, maybe this doesn't happen. I've got things bolded that I need to figure out, so I kind of want to go through all of those and try to like place proper scenes in settings and stuff that don't already have settings, because I don't know what's going on. I don't. My brain's working on half capacity right now. I'm so tired. I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be going through it with a finer tooth comb and trying to figure things out, because tomorrow's the last day of the month and I want to start drafting May 1st, which is crazy. I was working on my bullet journal spreads yesterday, which is something else that I need to finish, and I was creating a word count tracker in the bullet journal, and my goal for May is 25,000 words, because I'm hoping that this book will be around 50k for the first draft. I'm thinking that's probably not going to be very likely, but we're going to aim for 25,000 words for May. So that means I just have to write 807 words per day. That is so doable, considering I'm more used to like a NaNoWriMo type schedule where it's like almost 1,700 words a day. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about that. Now, it has been a very long time since I've had to try drafting a book while having another job, like outside of YouTube and stuff, like a physical job that I have to leave the house for. So that's gonna be a learning curve, but I think it's gonna be fine. I don't know. I'm excited. I know that I hate drafting and I'm gonna be miserable while I'm doing it, but I'm just excited to draft another book. It's gonna be my 9th book, which means we're only one away from 10 books, which sounds crazy. So I'm just feeling very motivated to get this done and to do everything. I even added like a word count, like little thing. You can't see that. It's like a, there you go, it's like a little thing that I'm gonna color in for like milestones, and then I've got the word count tracker. I'm gonna spend the rest of my evening reading the favorites, and I'm very excited about it. And then we're gonna try to finish up the outline tomorrow. Exciting update. It's the next day, the last day of the month of April, and I just went through Act 1 again of my outline, and I actually added like a couple of new scenes in there that weren't previously there, which I was not expecting. Like, I truly thought Act 1 was solid. I thought that it was good to go. I thought I was just gonna kind of go through it, add in some more details, but in doing that I ended up actually adding in some more scenes. I think I added in like a good 2 or 3 scenes in there, which I'm really excited about. I think that it kind of broadens things a little bit and bulks things up, and I'm really excited about it. Act 1 is looking much better now than it was before, and it feels more full. It really does, and I'm excited about it. I came up with like some connecting scenes, and like, I don't know, I'm feeling good about it. So now we're gonna move on to Act 2, which I think is gonna be a bit more difficult. We're gonna see what kind of shape the fun and games beat is in, and see how everything is going for this portion of the book. I'm definitely a bit more nervous to deal with this part of the book, but it is what it is. Hopefully it's okay, but I will not be surprised if I add in less details here, just honestly simply out of pure laziness. I say this every time I'm outlining a book, but there always comes a point near the end of the process where I'm like, I can like feel where like I'm just days away from drafting, like, no, the clock is ticking, where I just stop caring about the outline, where I'm like, it just is what it is, you know? Like, I just kind of become very like nonchalant about the whole thing, and I'm like, you know what, drafting me can deal with this. Drafting me can, you know, just figure it out. And that's kind of the phase that I'm hitting right now, and that I'm feeling like I'm definitely going to be hitting in Act 2. Act 1 was a little bit easier, but I feel like Act 2 is gonna provide some challenges, as it usually does. But yeah, I cannot believe that tomorrow I'm gonna start drafting this book. I'll talk about it more once I actually get to the end of the outline, but crazy. How did we get here? I feel like April went by like that. Crazy. But it's currently 9:23. I'm gonna go to Act 2, see how that goes. I'll let you know, I'll update you, but I'm hoping that I can get this finished before 10 p.m. because I still need to finish my bullet journal spreads, and ideally I'd like to have them done today so that I can go into tomorrow, into May, you know, with everything done and completed, and I can, you know, update all my spreads the way that I want to. Like, that is what I would like. So I'm gonna try to get to work. I think I just finished the outline. As anticipated, that was a lot rougher of a pass than what I was doing for Act 1. That just, you know, it is what it is. I am who I am, and this just happens every single time that I write a book. Okay, this is the 9th time that I'm doing this, and it happens every time. So I'm just gonna accept it. And I'm also, you know, reminding myself that my first drafts kind of are like a balance of a 0 draft and a first draft. Like, yes, I do try to like write coherent sentences and like, you know, like I do put in things that need to be there. Like, I'm not just like, I don't know, do you guys watch Lindsay Puckett's videos? Because the way that she does her first drafts, which is very like bare bones, and like you know, it's not until later drafts that she like actually turns it into like proper sentences and like things like that. That's not how I draft. I draft in proper sentences, I follow the story, but then there will be like chunks of the book that are just missing, and it's just placeholders. So there are some placeholders currently in the outline that I'm gonna try to figure out when I get to it in the draft. But if it ends up continuing to be a placeholder in that first draft, I'm okay with that too. Sometimes things just need to simmer a bit longer, and honestly, with the way that my brain works, if I waited for like every single aspect and every single scene to come to me in the outlining phase or even in the first draft phase, like I would never get anything done. Like, I am totally okay with letting things sit for multiple drafts until I get it to a place that I want it to be. Like, I'm completely okay with the first draft being a complete mess that is missing chunks of the book, you know what I mean? So that's why I ended up becoming a little bit lazy in this next bit of the book, but also because it's now 10:18, so almost 20 minutes past when I wanted to be working on this, and I do need to work on my bullet journals, so I'm gonna switch over to that instead. But that brings us to the end of this vlog, because this is just to document the end of the outlining. So the next vlog that you guys see from me will be me starting the very first draft of my Valentine's Day book, which I did just reveal the title for impromptu in the previous clip. So the book is called Coming Up Roses. Very exciting. I took it from a lyric in a Maisie Peters song. That's where that came from, and I thought it was very fitting considering roses, synonymous with Valentine's Day, also is a big part of this book, so I thought that was a very cute title. And I didn't want to call it Valentine's Day book anymore. I wanted it to have a proper title, so that's the title. I hope you guys like it. Let me know down below your thoughts on the title. But yeah, I'm very nervous to be drafting starting tomorrow. Crazy. So I can't wait to share that journey with you guys. In the next vlog, we'll get more into it in that vlog, but the outline is done. I'm gonna be starting my 9th novel tomorrow. Insanity. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what you've been up to writing wise recently. I'd really love to know. Subscribe if you've not yet already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.